Hello and welcome back to Subnautica. In the previous episode we'd been over to the Degassi base, the last one they built underwater, and we learned the fate of the crew. The habitat was destroyed by a leviathan, and although Bart managed to escape, he eventually died of the what we understand as the coronavirus. So it does sound fatal, so we've got to definitely find a cure, although if any ships come nearby to try and rescue us, they'll be shot down anyway. So yeah, we definitely need to find a cure for this, and that means going over to the disease research facility that we learned about when we visited the enforcement platform. It's 800 meters down, about southwest of the actual platform, so we could potentially reach it, I'm assuming, because that's within the range of the Cyclops we have now. But I'm quite keen to try and improve its defenses. So for instance, I've got the blueprint for a shield generator, but I haven't found the resources. So what I've been doing off camera is trying to find resources by taking a scanner room around the areas we've already visited. So for instance, I've been over to lifepod 3, but didn't find anything particularly useful there, although frustratingly the stokerfish kept stealing the actual cameras. Not a big deal, but unless you put the cameras back and when you deconstruct the scanner room, that camera stays there, and then when you reconstruct the scanner room, it creates a new scanner room with 2 more scanners. So you just end up building more and more cameras in your beacon manager. So for instance, at the moment I've got 2 camera 4s, for instance, because this camera 4 got left behind. I mean, you can pick them up and take them somewhere else, but realistically I just don't need that many cameras, and you can only control them in a scanner room when the cameras are reasonably close. But in any case, so I then moved on to lifepod 12. Didn't really find much there. Did find some lithium, ruby and uraninite. Went over to lifepod 4, found some lithium and ruby. Although oddly enough, I mean, that one's the one that's floating at the surface near the front of the Aurora. Although the strange thing was, it didn't actually detect any Reaper Leviathans, and I know there was one there when we visited the Aurora itself. So I'm not really sure what happened to that one. And now what I've done is I've come over to lifepod 6, and it hasn't picked up any fragments. It's picked up one wreck, which is the wreck that's over there. It's the one that I meant to go back to and finish off. So it hasn't found any new fragments, but we've got things like lithium here again, ruby, uraninite crystals, so they seem to be quite common. But what I've done is, although I've built the Pathfinder tool, I've actually, while I was here, I took the cameras out. So camera 4, for instance, I used. I'll just show you what I found with that one. So that one, I've been able to find an arm for the Prawn suit, and what looks like a PDA down there. Over on camera 5, we've got like a data bank over there, and got 2 Prawn suit arms. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to leave the cameras there, because it was actually pretty close to kind of like the center there, where I've left these cameras, so they should be fairly easy to reach without needing something like the Pathfinder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to that wreck and retrieve those, because I'm pretty sure one of them was the grappling arm. So I'll pause the video and I'll bring you back once I'm there. Okay, so I'm at the top of the wreck. So it's a case of finding the cameras, and what I'll do is I'll retrieve them rather than sort of like bring them back by steering them back. So I've come down to this point. Any further we go down to there. Come through this. Yeah, that's the way up the top. So I've come through this door that was cut open. Right, so if I go up there, right, there's camera number, not particularly sure, but I'll pick that up anyway. So this one Ah, yeah, so we've got the grappling arm. We need 2 of them, so we've now got both grappling arms for the prawn suit. So that's good.
New blueprint acquired.
Some nutrient blocks. Possibly, yeah, nutrient blocks. Anything else? Nutrient blocks. So, in terms of this... Ah, right, so it's a docking bay repair module. Ah, okay, right, great. So that explains... That explains why when we put the Seamoth, for instance, into the docking bay, it isn't getting repaired. I'm just going to head down this way because I need to get some oxygen. But so that's going to be very useful, that, because that means that next time, well, soon we can get the resources. We can be able to repair these as soon as we dock them. Right, so there's another camera in there. Now that one, I think there was just there was an arm and a data pad, I believe. So if we come through this door here and go down here. Now that's where I found a data pad before. So come through here, along here, and out into here. Right, so there's our other camera. So what's this one? Ah, it's the same grappling arm. And a PDA.
Integrating new PDA data.
Okay, so it's a bit of information about the Togar company. So that's the one owned by by Paul, I'd imagine. Right, so it's a bit frustrating. You can't get out through that door. Oh, yes, you can. Oh, that's handy. I wish I'd known that. Right, so I've picked up what I wanted to. So I'm going to head back to. The scanner room. See if I find anything else. I don't think so, because it didn't pick up anything particularly interesting. If not, then I'll just move on to the next place, and if I find anything useful, I'll bring you back to show you. Okay, so I've been checking lifepod 7. Ran the scanner room there, but I didn't find anything particularly useful. It did pick up some lithium, ruby, and uranite, but nothing like fragments or other resources that I might probably be needing that I haven't already discovered. So I've just packed the scanner room up for now. I mean, it did have like 2 range upgrades, and it was picking up the wreck over it, which is beyond lifepod 6 where we were just at. But I'm just going to play this radio message just to see what that is first.
This is lifepod 2, coordinates attached. We're way past our safe depth and bleeding O2. We'll have to swim for the surface, but it's 500 meters straight up. We'll make for the rendezvous and keep you posted. Out.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Okay, so that's actually within range of with us. I mean, it's the Cyclops can go to 900. So let me just see. So lifepod 2. Oh, there it is there. So there's lifepod 2. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'm going to head over to lifepod 2 and I'm going to have a look and see what's there.
Engine powering up.
You never know. I mean, I might actually find some of the materials I need or new fragments. So I'll head over there and I'll bring you back. Okay, I took a bit of a detour to come back to base to pick up some things, but I was going to show you all the different types of fish I had, but oddly enough, they seems to have disappeared. I don't know what became of them. I mean, I've got some plants which I put in after I hatched the eggs and after I put some fish in, so I don't know what became of them. But there is one egg I forgot about. I picked this up when I was over at one of the Degassi bases, so I'm gonna drop that in there. Ooh, what's that? That's bizarre looking fish. Well, I'll leave that there to hatch, but I'm gonna have to find some other fish now. That's really weird. All those eggs that I'd picked up and put in there, they're hatched, but they seem to have despawned or something. I don't know. And they were definitely, I mean, they should have been there because I put the plants in afterwards, but the plants are still there. I've noticed I've got another radio message, so let's play that.
Playing partially translated broadcast.
Destroyed. Mode. Patrol. New targets unaccounted for. 1.
Okay, that doesn't sound good. We had a similar message. Yeah, we had a similar message earlier about something about hunting. Yeah, it was a bit of a while back. Ah, there, yeah, that sounds like whoever that was. So they've been hunting something. Found one of their targets. But there's one unaccounted for. I wonder if they're talking about us. Okay, hopefully not. I'm going to head over to the Cyclops.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Because I thought while I was over there, I may as well get some resources for this repair, docking bay repair upgrade. So I needed a repair tool and some copper wire. So I made an extra repair tool. So I should be able to put that in the upgrade slot over here. And that leaves 2 more for now. Okay, so I'll have to have a think about that, because there's only 2 left now. I definitely want the shield generator, and I definitely want the suppression system. We already have an engine efficiency module. I think you can actually stack these to make them more efficient, but I might be able to get away with just 1 for now. But anyway, I'm going to head over to lifepod 2, see what's there, and once I get there I'll bring you back. Okay, so I've managed to make it over to lifepod 2, which is just over there. It's a bit dark, although it looks like it's starting to get brighter. I'm going to have to start moving because the power on this thing's coming down. I've got the engine turned off, but the power is definitely going down. So I'm going to have to quickly jump out. The problem is there are 2 crab squids circling this place. It's around here somewhere. Ah, there's one over there. Ooh, there's a ghost leviathan. Ooh, I definitely don't want to mess with that. Right, so... Oh, Struth. Right, so let's see what we got down here. Yeah, that's the blood oil.
New blueprint acquired.
I mentioned that on a previous video because I'd been out to lifepod 13 and put a scanner room down, and it managed to find a blood kelp biome. But I moved it closer to lifepod 13 and I couldn't find it then. Anyway, here's the PDA.
Integrating new PDA data.
So I think while I'm here, if I get the chance, I'm gonna pick up some of this blood oil. Well, I've learned a new blueprint there. Ooh. Hopefully that's not following me. Yep, that's following me. Not good, not good. Oh.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I'm playing chicken with a... Yeah, playing chicken with that, and I'm the chicken here. Let's see, so it's stuff... It's over there, right, okay. There was something else I noticed down here. Some mushrooms as well. Let's scan them in. Okay.
New blueprint acquired.
Blood oil. There's a blood vial. Blood vine. Oh, there's a warper over there. Oh, I'm making a beeline straight for here. Ooh, that was not pleasant. Ooh. Go away. Go find somebody else to pester. Yeah, I think I just walked somewhere else. So there's a crab squid over there, and somewhere out there is a warper. Oh, there, it's up there now. Now, I'm wondering if these, so that produces benzene. Now these I can plant and regrow. It says I've got some more blueprints, so let's see what we've learned in terms of blueprints. So, synthetic fibers is made of benzene and fiber mesh. Benzene is made out of blood oil. Hydrochloric acid is made from the deep shrooms. And polyaniline from hydrochloric acid and gold. So that I need that for the there's a diving suit. I think it was a strengthened diving suit. Yeah, this reinforced diving suit needs that. But there was the upgrades for things like the Seamoth. If I can find them. So I still haven't got nickel, which I need to improve the depth on this one. And there's stuff for the Seamoth, so there's still crystalline sulfur I need. Yeah, so it's the engine efficiency module that needs the polyaniline. Right, grappling arm we've got. Okay, so we need the benzene for that. So there's quite a few things I can make now from these, but I'm making an assumption that I can plant this blood oil, otherwise I'm going to have to keep coming back for more. You need 3. So I think what I might do, I'm just going to have a look and see how much power I've got left first. I mean, the engine's turned off and we're down at 28%, so I'm going to have to make a move. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to base. We're just sitting here doing nothing, but having that on, I'm really consuming. Oh, hello. Cuttlefish egg discovered. So that's interesting. So that egg that we put in the tank was a cuttlefish. So I'm going to have to make a move. I'm going to head back to base because I'm running out of power. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll bring you back once I get back to base. Okay, so I've come back to base here. You can see there's a cuttlefish. We picked the egg up from the gassy habitat. So that's an interesting fish. Oh, that's interesting. You can actually pick it up. But I'm just going to put some of these fish in here. I've no idea what happened to the last ones. They seem to have like despawned or something. I mean, it's not as if they're so like they got eaten or anything, because you'd still have at least one fish left. But the odd thing was, what I did is I put, say, like a couple of regionals in here, and they did, for some strange reason, they didn't breed. So what I've done is I've brought 2 peeper fish in, because I have seen those breed, or at least I've certainly seen them breed before. Okay, so interaction. Okay, so That's interesting. Let's pick you up. So if I drop, put it back down. So yeah, so I can put it back down in here. Okay, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to take this outside. Because you can't interact with it whilst it's in that containment unit. Just going to do a quick check. No, I'm not going to put it in there. That would be like really mean. So there's still a couple of spade fish in there keeping the reactor going. But I'm going to go outside. I mean, let's have a look. There is... I managed to scan some bigger fish. Ah, here. So that was those things out there are bone sharks, which are really annoying. They keep attacking the Seamoth. So I managed to play dodge with one of those and scan it. But I'm just going to go out here. What I've done is I've planted the mushrooms. So these are deep shrooms. Now those get used for... I think that was for the... was that for the polyaniline? Oh no, so they're used for the hydrochloric acid. Yeah, so you make hydrochloric acid from those deep shrooms. Then you can use that to make polyaniline. So what I've done is I've put some into the grow bed here, and then I should be able to harvest these and just keep growing them. Benzene's made from the blood oil, so I've planted some. I picked up 4, so rather than waste them, I've planted them here in the grow bed. So I've got 4 of those plants growing. So in theory, they should start giving me blood oil. And then with that, you can make the benzene, which we can use towards the synthetic fibres. So that's handy. Right, it's getting a bit light now, so let's drop this cuttlefish. Oh! So let's see. Oh, where are you going? Come here. Oh, that's true. See, what else do you do? So at the moment it seems to be on like a follow. It's going to follow me around. So that's something you got to be careful when you let it go. Because if you like take this out, like, you know, to say one of those places where you've got bone sharks, I know there's actually some followed me over here and they're out there somewhere. So I'll have a bit of a play with this, but I'm going to put it back in the containment unit. Because I don't think there are any others in the game. I think this is a unique one. Right, what else do you do? Oh, yeah. Anything else? What else do you do? You gotta do something else, surely. Any more tricks? No. Yeah, that's a bit lame. I'd have thought it might do a bit more than that. Let's see. I'm sure it does more than that. I've seen it do other things. Right, so frustrating things I can't pick it up, and I thought I'd be able to pick it back up and then I could put it back in that containment unit, because I see there are some bone sharks out there. They followed me over. So it doesn't look as though it's following me, it's just hanging around the base. So that's not too bad. Yeah, it's just playing around where I left it, so I'll leave that there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video because I'm going to wait for these. I'm going to wait for these to grow. Because in theory then I should be able to then start to harvest these and get some better upgrades for things like the Seamoth, and I believe also for the Cyclops and for the prawn suit down there. I still don't have the drilling arm though for that, although I've got a blueprint for the grappling hook. But I'm going to pause the video there, then I'll bring you back. I've been out and about gathering more resources, and I planted the blood oil into the planters, and they've produced vines, and the vines themselves now producing blood oil. The mushrooms I put in the planters and then cut them up with a knife to produce seeds, planted the seeds, and they're now producing mushrooms. So it means you can then pick up some of the mushrooms and then chop one up into seeds and then replant the seeds to keep regrowing them. Now there are a few things I still can't make yet, so I was quite keen to start upgrading the depth modules on the Cyclops for instance, but they're going to need like nickel ore and kyanite, which we haven't found yet. We've done the Seamoth as far as we can. The depth module for the prawn suit needs kyanite as well, so I can't really do much for that until we find that. What I can do though is I can make a reinforced diving suit, so I should be able to withstand a bit more damage while we're out and about. I don't need the radiation suit anymore, so I'm going to put this away. I don't have much in my inventory space, so I'm just going to put these two away first. And I'll do a bit of a juggling act to bring them over. They're the reinforced ones, and they're the radiation ones. Right, so we've now got a reinforced diving suit and reinforced gloves. So for all those you either needed things like benzene, polyaniline, which we've only found when we got to that area where lifepod 2 was. Now for the actual prawn suit and the Seamoth, what I can do is build some efficiency modules for them. So that should help the power cells last longer. For the Seamoth, I can give it a perimeter defense system. And that's about as far as I want to go with the Seamoth. I've taken the torpedo system out because the vortex torpedo, for instance, wasn't working against things like that Reaper. It doesn't seem to have any effect on it. These gas torpedoes, I was trying these on some bone sharks, but although they were firing in a straight line, they just seemed to just go off at a tangent. Basically, they weren't working at all for some strange reason. So I've taken that torpedo system out to free up some room. For the prawn suit, I do want one of these jump jet upgrades, but it's going to need nickel ore and crystalline sulfur, which you haven't found yet. But at least I can build a grappling arm, which is useful. I've yet to find the blueprints for the drilling arm though, and I can't build a depth module until I find nickel ore for that one as well. So I'm just going to upgrade the Seamoth and the prawn suit while I'm here. So we can put in an efficiency module and a perimeter defense system. And then for the prawn suit down here,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
let's go over to its upgrade slot there, and we'll put in an efficiency module and the grappling arm. So now it's got one grappling arm, and it's got this one here. So with this one you can still pick things up. You can break things like the rocks, for instance, and pick things up. Whereas this one, that's the grappling arm. With that one, you can literally, it fires out a grappling hook, and you can latch onto walls, for instance. So it's good when you're at a good depth.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
It's good if you're at quite a bit of a depth and need to get back up, because sometimes you've got like a thruster suit. If it runs out of energy, you'll just fall back down. For the Cyclops, I'm going to build another efficiency module, so I'm pretty sure these will stack. And you saw that the power on that Cyclops is going down pretty quick while we're in silent running mode. And I can now build a shield generator. Okay, we've already got a depth module. One thing I do want is the fire suppression system, but we need crystalline sulfur for that. So what I've done is I've taken out the decoy tube upgrade. It means we can only fire one at a time. But normally if you go into silent running mode, turn the engines off and so on, that usually gets rid of things. So I'll just put these upgrades into here. I mean, when you put the shield generator on, that'll consume quite a bit of power. So I've got one slot left now. So one thing I'm going to have to do now then off camera is I want to go and gather a lot of materials to build some more power cells. I want to be able to stack quite a few power cells here. I've got a couple there for now, but I want quite a few more so that I can literally just replace the power on this Cyclops. You know, once the batteries go, I can just swap the power cells out there, and then I've already been out in this and the power's just run out. I wasn't paying enough attention. Being in silent running mode, and it just lost power, so I had to come all the way back to base, get some power cells for it, then go all the way back out again. So I'd rather keep a good stock on board. But the next thing to do really is to head out and look for the disease research facility. So that, just go back to the logs, that was over in, it says it's southwest of the enforcement platform. So I'll go out and gather some more materials to make enough power cells, so I'm pretty much covered while I'm away from base for replacing these power cells on board here. It has about 6, 3 on the left, 3 on the right, so that I think if I get about 12, that should keep me covered for quite a while I'm out there. I've got plenty of food and water that I can get from the plants, but I'm going to start gathering the water that the water filtration system here builds, and that way I can stock quite a lot of water as well on board. It doesn't take that long to generate more. But in the next video, the plan is to set out for the disease research facility. So I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, then I would appreciate it if you'd leave a like. If you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed already, and if you want to see more content, then yeah, do please subscribe. I'll get reminders of when new videos come out. So thanks very much for watching, and until the next video, bye!